How to set up and start a ZooBC node on a virtual private server. We prefer Linode and DigitalOcean as hosting provider, but there are many others you can choose from. What is important is a provider that gives you a virtual private server with SSH access. Let's begin by going to linode.com. In the homepage, enter your email address, create the account, choose a username and a good password, and submit them. At this point, open your email address. You're going to find an email from Linode asking you to confirm your email. Once you do that, enter your billing information, making sure that your name and company name match the credit card that you're going to use to pay. And at this point, submit.
3 hours later,
you get more email from Linode. There is a nice email to welcome you. And what I saw, account cancellation. We appreciate your interest in Linode, however, we don't like you. Oh my god, I've never been welcomed and kicked out so fast from somebody. Solution, open a new tab, go to digitalocean.com. Close the tab that we don't need, and here in DigitalOcean put your name, email address, and choose a good password. Sign up. As with Linode, also DigitalOcean is going to send you an email to verify your email address. Click on the link that they provide. And let's close all the tabs that we don't need. Here you can choose to pay also with PayPal. Put minimum $5 in. I put 25. That gives me 5 months of node running. Once the PayPal payment is being processed, close the tab that we don't need and choose Ubuntu Server. Here you can choose where to deploy your server. I like to choose Amsterdam because it's the neuralgic center of internet in Europe. Choose a password that you're going to need to access your server. Once you choose a good password, press Create Droplet. Droplet is how small servers are called in DigitalOcean. You're going to be brought to a page where you can see the specific of your droplet. Click on the name and once the page loads, click on the button to open the console. Once the console is open in a new window, you can access the server through a terminal. Choose the username root, R-O-O-T, and the password that you choose earlier for your server. Once you enter the password, you're gonna log in the server. Here you need to run the first command of the list that you can find in the comments, which is this URL to load the installer script in your server. Once this command ran, now you can list the file in your directory and you're gonna see that the installer is there. Run the chmod plus X on installer, and now we need to upload the certificate. Copy the IP address of your server and you can use a tool like FileZilla. In FileZilla, you can put as a host the IP address of your server. As username, you can put root. And as password, the password that you choose earlier for your server. The port has to be port number 22. Once you try to connect, accept the certificate, and you're gonna see that the directory listing on the right side match the one that you saw in the terminal earlier, and the installer file is there. Go to the directory in your computer where you keep the certificate. You simply drag and drop it to the node. Once the transfer is successful, what we need to do is to rename the certificate to wallet.zbc. I'm going to show you an alternative method to copy the file and rename it in the server. If you are using OS X or Linux, you just open the terminal in your computer and the folder where your certificate is. Once you have this, type the command scp space and drag the certificate into the terminal. Space ROOT at and the IP address of your server. Colon tilde slash wallet.zbc. Accept the certificate of the server. Enter the password that you chosen when creating the droplet, and the file is going to be copied and renamed. Whatever procedure you have chosen, once you're back in your terminal in DigitalOcean, you can simply list the file in the directory for the root user, and you're gonna see that wallet.zbc is there. At this point, we need to run the installer. To do this, execute the command in the list is /installer.sh space beta. Once you execute this, it's gonna ask you to customize some parameters, but you just press enter and the parameters are gonna kept as per default. The installer now notices that the certificate is there and asks you the password you have chosen when creating the certificate. If you put the wrong password, you're gonna get an error message. But if you enter the correct password, the setup is going to be complete. At this point, first enter the directory where the application is. Install the Daemon. This allows the server to have the application running even if it gets rebooted. Once it's installed, you can check the status. You see the status is stopped. So you execute the command to run the Daemon. You can check again the status, and you're gonna see that now the server is running. And that's it. Now you can leave and close all these windows, and your node is connecting with the other peers in the peer-to-peer network of ZooBC. As soon as the Genesis block starts, you can open your wallet using the same account that you use when you register your node, and you're gonna see that you start collecting coins.